Hey guys, morning. So this is my first day, or our first day in New York. We got here last night. We went to grab some dinner and we just came straight to the hotel because we were both quite tired. So now we're gonna get showered up, have some breakfast and yeah, start the day. And hopefully I'll be able to carry you guys along. I'm super excited. We've been looking forward to this for ages. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. Yes, I went to America. We went to New York and we did New York, Los Angeles, Nevada, Vegas in Nevada, San Francisco, Sequoia National Park and Yosemite in 12 days. I'm still quite exhausted. We drove well over 1,500 miles, averaged around 20,000 steps a day, but it was honestly one of the best trips of my life. Saw so much, did so much, ate so much food. Basically, I didn't take quite enough footage. I recorded a ton of stuff, a ton of video, but not quite enough to make a proper, like, just pure vlog. But I got loads and loads of video, which I'm going to include in this video. So what I'm going to do is basically explain what we did in New York, and after every sort of explanation I'm going to put loads of like video and footage and photos of us actually doing this stuff. It was an amazing trip. So we got a flight. It was like an afternoon flight from London Heathrow. It was about 7.5 hours to New York. So we got to New York at around, oh god, I think it was like 5 or 6 in the evening. So what we did is we got the subway. Getting on the subway. Finally seen myself a New York rat.
Disgusting.
Way to I think Manhattan, and we got like went to this Korean place, and we could not believe the size of the portions. Absolutely huge. I ordered all of the extras because I was really hungry, but I didn't account for the fact that American portions are way bigger than UK portions. So realistically, we could have just shared my meal. So we ate about, I think 60% of the food, and we just nibbled at the rest for a little while, and then we just gave up. It wasn't quite enough to bring back to the hotel. In hindsight, maybe we should have, but yeah, the food was delicious. And then we got the subway to the hotel. Basically, we agreed that the hotels that we would stay in would not be the best. We stayed in a really nice hotel in Vegas, but we basically agreed that we would spend most of our money on activities. So, you know, doing things, going to restaurants, all that kind of stuff, because we didn't think that we'd be spending much time in the hotels. So I think we made the right choice there. So the hotel we stayed at was in the Bronx. I'm not going to mention the name of the hotel, but yeah, it wasn't the best hotel, to be honest with you. When we got there, it was quite late. The staff seemed sort of like, I don't know, like they didn't even bother to, like, you know how you go to a hotel or a restaurant and they at least pretend that they're happy to see you? There was none of that there. There was like, what's your name? How many nights are you staying? There was a guy sat next to the receptionist, who I believe must have been like security, and he looked just like a poor guy. He looked like a zombie. He was barely awake. If anything was to happen in that hotel, like if somebody just busted in there trying to rob the place, I don't know if he would have been the best security guard to have there. But yeah, the hotel wasn't great, but the bed was comfortable. So we're spending 3 more nights in New York. Then we're flying to San Francisco, spending 2 nights at the Sequoia National Park, 1 night at Yosemite, and then 3 nights in LA. So yeah, that's the itinerary for the trip. It's going to be so exciting. I've not been to New York or LA before. Been to Florida twice and Baltimore once, but yeah, never been to New York or LA. So yeah, just super excited to see, you know, all of the touristy stuff, Times Square, the Statue of Liberty, and, you know, also like, you know, the palm trees of LA, Venice Beach, all that stuff as well. So yeah, I am buzzing. So we woke up the next day, went down for breakfast. I was really looking forward to breakfast, and the breakfast just was not great. It wasn't great at all. It was basically all they had. The only hot food options they had were like a cheese omelet and these like weird sausages. Like the food wasn't great. And apart from that, all they had was like Fruity Loops. So we basically went to Liberty Bagel. Who someone had recommended to us, and it was delicious. I got the breakfast bagel, so it had egg, cheese, bacon. The bagel was super thick. It was honestly delicious. One of the best bagels I've ever had. And then one of the highlights of the trip for me, we went for a helicopter ride over New York City. So me and the missus are about to get in a helicopter for a little tour of New York from the sky. I am so excited. Cannot wait. So yeah, me and that's her there. Yeah, super exciting. Woo, let's go. It was honestly incredible. We got there, the helicopter ride was booked for 10. We got there at like 9:45 in the morning. Didn't get on the helicopter till like 10:30 because there was loads of like videos we had to watch, like safety stuff. They had to fit us with these vest things. Basically loads of like safety stuff, and we had to sign a few waivers and things like that. But it was so exciting. It was breathtaking. We went over the Statue of Liberty. We flew like over the water surrounding New York, the skylines. Honestly, one of the highlights of the trip, something I'm always going to remember. Thanks to the missus for getting that for us, because it was it was a surprise. I didn't know that we were going to do that. When she just said, we're going somewhere, you know, dress warm. And then when we started getting close to the place and I saw the helicopters, I was like, no, we're not getting on a helicopter. It was amazing. And after that, we got the subway to Fifth Avenue. I believe that's the name of the station. Look at this. So we are currently in Fifth Avenue. Lots of tall buildings, lots of expensive stores. Apparently it's the most expensive avenue in the world. Couldn't believe it. More expensive than central London, somewhere in central London. I don't know, I find it hard to believe. But that's what the missus says, so I'll believe her. But yeah, loving all the American flags. Love the patriotism. And these high rises, yeah, way more than in London. And look at the horse and carriage. I just love it. Amazing place. Very similar to an area called Bond Street here in London. But Fifth Avenue was, I would say, Bond Street times like maybe 3 in terms of the size of the stores, the size of the street. Like there was this massive clock on like the left-hand side of the road. I love this place. Just so many cool things to see. Like, kind of reminds me a bit of Bond Street. Like any of you guys who have been to London, like there's a really famous street called Bond Street that has like loads of department stores. This very much gives me that vibe. Very much so. I think I've got some photos of it and some video. I'll put that in here. Amazing place. We went to like the Adidas store, the Nike store. The Nike store had 5 levels. I have not been to any store in England that has 5 levels. It was absolutely huge. It was huge. And then in the evening, we went to this really nice bar in Manhattan. We were sat opposite, like the way the bar was arranged, there was like a table where people would sit on both ends. Like ideally you would have a big group so that you knew everybody, but it was me, the missus, and then in front of us there was this older couple from Boston. It was her birthday, so we were just chatting for like an hour over a bottle of red wine. It was really nice. They were super friendly. They gave us like loads of recommendations. it was quite funny because when we told them we told them that we were going to San Francisco, and they were like, please tell us you're not staying in Union Square. And we were like, we're staying in Union Square. And they were like, don't go there. It was hilarious. But yeah, super nice couple. Happy birthday to her. And yeah, that was really, really cool. So day 3 in New York, we skipped breakfast because breakfast just, it wasn't great. We knew it wouldn't be great. And we went to Kat's Deli. So we are currently heading to Kat's Deli, the legendary Kat's Deli. We're gonna get one of those famous pastrami sandwiches. They look so thick. In the videos that I've watched, they look delicious. The people are always like, they're so good. So we've not had any breakfast yet. We had half a donut from Dunkin's. And yeah, this is hopefully gonna fuel us for the rest of the day, or at least till lunchtime, because we're gonna go to the Met and to the MoMA. So yeah, stay tuned. So we are approaching Kat's Deli. I can practically smell the pastrami already. Super duper excited. So busy in here. The line is out the door. It's the demand for this sandwich is just insane. It delivered though. The amount of meat in this sandwich is incredible. It's $26, so it's not cheap, but they genuinely pack this thing with meat. I can barely fit it in my mouth, honestly. It is delicious though, genuinely.
Oh yeah, I think that is really good to celebrate.
Now, Kat's Deli is this legendary sandwich place in New York. They're known for serving these super thick pastrami sandwiches, and boy, they delivered. The pastrami sandwich I got from Kat's Deli was the thickest sandwich I've ever had in my life. It was absolutely, we're talking, it was like that thick. The pastrami was delicious. I will say though that because we paid $30 each for each of our pastrami sandwiches. I also paid like $10 for a beer. So the bill came to like $70. That is a lot, I think, for a sandwich. Even though that they're very generous with the pastrami, I feel like $30. What do you guys think of that, by the way? Because I know most of you guys that watch my videos are from North America, so maybe you're used to those prices. But here, a good steak sandwich is going to cost you maybe 15 quid, 15 pound. So what's that, about 18 bucks? So yeah, I was a bit shocked at the price, but the pastrami sandwich was delicious. It was very tasty. And then we went to the Met Museum. Look.
You're just getting ideas.
No, I'm not. Look at how intricate these weapons are. Absolutely beautiful. Like, look at the detailing. Just stunning. Like, how much would it even cost to buy one of these? If it's even possible these days. Talking thousands or something? Millions? Oh, look at that one. Just beautiful. Spotless. One of the best museums I've been to. Their Egyptian collection is incredibly impressive. You know, they had loads of like original Manets. We're talking like 20 million, $50 million paintings. Like they had like an entire corridor full of them. Amazing, amazing museum. But once again, you know, as someone from England where museums and art galleries are free, like we had to pay $30 each to get in. I'm not sure if that's the price for everybody. I suspect that maybe if you're from America or New York, you don't have to pay that. But yeah, to pay $30 to get into a museum was a bit of a shocker. But like once we were in, to be honest, yeah, with the amount of things they had, the size of the museum, the amount of art and artifacts they had, yeah, it was very, very impressive. Then we got hungry, so then we got one of the famous dollar slices.
Oh shit.
It was good. It was good. Obviously, at $1, it's not going to be the best pizza in the world, but it was huge. And you know, when you're hungry, everything tastes absolutely amazing. I got pepperoni. Pepperoni is my favorite pizza topping. It was tasty. It didn't blow my socks off, but at $1, it was amazing value.
So these are people from the New York Marathon. Started at 8 o'clock this morning, so I'm guessing these are the guys who, you know, struggled a bit, but still they're pushing through, which is, you know, definitely worth appreciation and recognition. Marathons have got to be so hard, you know, we're talking 26 miles, so to just finish it is amazing.
All of this spices, the selection is so impressive. To be honest, this whole place is incredible. She's always camera shy. Here we are at the Grand Central Food Market. It's pretty cool. Hey babe. Babe. She's ignoring me. Really love the look of the ceiling. It's got this turquoise blue color and these like, you know, celestial sort of, you know, configurations with the stars and all that stuff. And like the sheep, I think those are sheep. Really, really lovely. And just the general architecture style of the buildings, of this building in particular, it's really, really gorgeous.
Look at the size of this place. Absolutely beautiful. Super cool.
So we're just walking to Grand Central Station now. We've heard it's one of the most beautiful stations in New York City, so hopefully it lives up to its reputation. I'm expecting like a big open space, like with really nice fancy architecture. We've walked like over 10,000 steps today, so I'm a little bit out of breath, but it's been fun. It's been brilliant. And then we did Central Park. Now, Central Park is one of the highlights of the trip for me. So yeah, we've just finished at the Met and now we're in the lovely Central Park. It's pretty big. I didn't realize, so I thought it was around the same size as Hyde Park, London, but I googled it and it's actually 5 times bigger than Hyde Park. So, well, the missus just told me to shut the fuck up. So yeah, we're just walking around and gonna find somewhere to chill out maybe, because we racked up a lot of steps in the Met. We've done 11,000 steps today, which for me is quite a lot. For her, it's like nothing really. So yeah, just gonna enjoy the park, enjoy the fresh air, and yeah, just have some fun. Such a cool park, honestly. I was just saying to the missus that it's nice to have a park like this right in the middle of a city as busy as New York, with all the hustle and bustle and the lights and, you know, everything going on. It's like having a nice oasis that you can come and relax and chill out, unwind, you know, maybe bring a book or just, you know, sit at the bench, watch the world go by. It's definitely nice to have that contrast. I'd spend a lot of time here if I lived here. An absolutely stunning space, genuinely, because New York, you know, super busy place, like so many high rises and stuff. So to have that little, you know, it's not little, I don't know why I said little because it's huge, but to have that space right in the middle of New York is such a cool little oasis that you can relax, kind of gather yourself, have some quiet a little bit, and then go back in. And I love how it's a perfect rectangle as well. It's just such a cool place. And then we went to the Comedy Center. The Comedy Center, no, not the Comedy Center, the Comedy Cellar. So cool. We weren't even sure if we'd be able to get in, but luckily I asked one of the guys who worked nearby, and he basically just said, get there an hour and a half early, because we couldn't reserve any seats online because it was on the day. So we got there an hour and a half early. We had to queue for a while. We put our name on this list. Then the bouncer called us because we were one of the first people on the list. And then we got into the Comedy Cellar. There was a no phones policy, no smartwatches either. So we had to put our phones and our smartwatches in this envelope for the whole show. Amazing show. Andrew Schultz was there. The lady from the new Ghostbusters, the black lady, I forget her name, she was there. So many funny comedians, like quite big names. Really funny show. It lasted like an hour and a half. You had to pay, I think there was a 2-order minimum. So each of us got like 2 drinks. So it was like, I don't know, $50 for the night. Really great show. And day 4, so the last day in New York, I believe, if I've remembered this correctly, I decided that I wanted a proper American breakfast. So here I am with my first proper American breakfast. I got some pancakes, some sausage to make some bacon. Let's try the pancakes. I'm gonna take a bit of the syrup. I actually feel like I'm in a movie right now. It feels like I'm in Reservoir Dogs. You know the scene where Mr. Pink is like, I don't tip, I don't tip. Let's try the pancakes. They're super fluffy. Oh. These pancakes are actually class. So fluffy. Amazing. Let's try some egg. All right. The hype is real. A proper full American breakfast. So we went to this really great diner. I think it was called Park Plaza Diner. It was amazing. The pancakes were so fluffy. I got bacon, sausage, scrambled egg, some oats. I even had to get seconds of bacon and sausage. It was honestly delicious. Really glad that I did that, because the hotel, I was expecting much better from the hotel, because, you know, back in the past, like I remember when we came to Florida, the hotel breakfast was amazing, but you know, since then, that's been a long time ago. Things have obviously, maybe the cost of living crisis. So I wanted a proper American breakfast, and the Park Plaza hit the mark for sure. And then because the missus works in finance, she wanted to go and see the bull on Wall Street. You know, the famous prancing bull. So we went to see that. We walked for like half an hour to see that. Really cool. Much bigger than I actually thought it would be. Like, I thought it was a tiny little, you know, maybe sort of like a, how can I describe, like sort of down there kind of thing bull, and it was absolutely huge. We couldn't get a photo of it, like the two of us standing next to the bull, so I just got one, you know, from quite far away. I'll put the picture in the video. Yeah, cool seeing that bull. Just being on Wall Street, you know, such an interesting vibe, you know, because Wall Street's famous for the stock market, all the money that gets made and lost there on occasion. So great vibe. You know, we've all seen like Wolf of Wall Street and The Big Short and movies like that. So it was just cool, you know, being actually there. And then we went to Dumbo Market. What a cool store. I just love it. Super cool. Like lots of vintage items and things. It's amazing. Just at Dumbo Market. It's kind of like a flea market. They do like loads of stuff, secondhand clothing, art,
things like that, displays, jewelry. It's really, really cool. Quite a stunning place, like underneath the bridge here. It's so cool. So we've just been walking around in Dumbo, Brooklyn, and I love it, honestly. It reminds me of, anyone who's familiar with London knows of an area called Shoreditch or Hoxton, like kind of hipstery, but yeah, like really, really fun, nice vibe, relaxed. People like, you know, dress however they want to dress. Like, it's super cool, like feels really chill. But then again, we're here on a Sunday, so who's to say that on a Friday night it might be sort of like super crazy. But yeah, I love it. Like, this is kind of it. Super nice place. Now, Dumbo Market's in Brooklyn. It's under the actual Brooklyn Bridge. Such a cool place. I mean, I've said that quite a lot, but this was genuinely, because I'm someone who enjoys, there's an area called Shoreditch in London. It's very kind of hipster, very cool. I would describe Dumbo as kind of like a very hipster area. So many interesting things that can be bought there, like vinyl records, you know, art, clothing, sunglasses. Just such a really, really cool, interesting place. Yeah, if I was to move to New York, I would like to live in Dumbo if I could. And obviously we did the Brooklyn Bridge. We got quite a few cute photos, me and the missus, underneath the bridge. Really, really pretty place. And then we went to the Rockefeller Center and did Top of the Rock. So we are now inside the Top of the Rock, or heading to the Top of the Rock. Look at this chandelier. How cool is that? Let's see what it's all about. Because there's no margin for error here. So this is Central Park. I've seen this park on a map so many times over the years. Like, just seeing it from above, like the rectangular like structure of it is so cool. I used to think it was quite similar to Hyde Park, but from above they both look really different. I love the different colors of the trees. It's just so cool. And this view, like I've said before, it's just kind of takes your breath away a little bit. Definitely worth coming here. What a view. Look at this. Top of the Rock. Now, it was much more expensive than I thought it was. It was $40 per person. But I have to say, the view from the Top of the Rock is absolutely incredible. Like, almost as impressive. Okay, I would say it's like 70% as good as the helicopter ride that we took. Just insane, honestly. New York, I thought London skyline was impressive, but New York's is a different level. It's so built up and developed. It's just absolutely stunning. And the view from the Top of the Rock, it's not cheap, $40 a person, but totally worth it, I would say. And at the end of the night, we went to this really, really posh restaurant called Peak in Hudson Yards. It's on the 101st floor. So me and the missus are about to go to this restaurant called The Peak. It's got like an amazing view of the city. And the food's meant to be really nice, so hopefully it lives up to expectations. We're a little bit tired. I had a nap, she didn't get to sleep, so she had a coffee. Let's see how long she manages to stay awake for. So this is the elevator that took us up the peak. Now we're going back down. It's so cool. Is this not amazing? My girlfriend's hiding behind me because she doesn't want to be on screen. It's so funny. feels like we're in a roller coaster.
Of this like skyscraper again. Like, I'm someone that appreciates a really great view, which is why we chose this restaurant, and it hit the mark again. Just to be able to have a really nice meal. I mean, my meal was, I will say that the fish was a bit overcooked, but the rest of the meal was delicious. But the view, oh my God, the view was absolutely stunning. The bill was absolutely stunning as well. And then we flew to San Francisco the next day, but that's going to be for another video. All in all, the trip to New York was everything I wanted it to be and more. You know, New York is only a 7.5 hour flight away from me, so I don't know why I've waited this long to do it, but it was so worth it. I just love the place. Like, I was discussing with the missus, you know, potentially moving there for 3 months, because in the UK, I think there's something called the visa waiver program where you don't need a visa to go to America for 3 months, just to experience different countries. So yeah, it's something that I'm thinking about. I don't know whether it will materialize or not, but New York is genuinely one of the coolest places I've been to. There were things that I didn't like about New York, which I'll, you know, reserve for another video. But yeah, really, really loved New York City. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.